Tabby saying, where have you been? It's been so long. Welcome in. What time is it in South Africa right now? You know what? As a matter of fact, everybody, when you're coming in, go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from and the time of where you are. Let me know if it's AM, PM, and where you're coming in from. Welcome in, everybody. Text notification just went out. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm excited about doing today's video. This is a video that I felt there were a lot of lessons in, so I really am excited about this video. You can go ahead and refresh. The thumbnail should be updated. Wow, okay. Cleveland, New York, Dallas. We got Detroit and a text notification squad. Let's see. April Life, were you putting up Italian flags? But talk to me. Is that the Italian flag or the Mexican flag? Let me know. Northern Cali, we have 219. UK, it's 2210. We got Oklahoma in the house, 419. Muffin, you're still here? I thought you were just a troll, but you keep coming back over and over. We got Motor City in the house. All right. Muffin's in Virginia. All right, hey, Catherine Hall. Oh, we got Bodymore in the house. Welcome in, everybody, welcome. I love Baltimore and Philly accents. They're so cute. Hey, listen, if you have not gotten any movement in, get up and at least do a squat or two to the music. Get your heart rate up a little bit. You know, health is wealth. And that's one of the things we might be talking about in today's video, because if you refresh and see the thumbnail, my Lord. Hey, Simone is in the house. Are you back in Italy now? Okay, 11:20 p.m. Okay. All right.
Welcome back, Mufin. Mufin went on vacation or was, locked away for a little while. You could tell us which one it was, Moofs. Did you go on? Listen. Did you go away on a plane? Were you in the vertical plane? A rubber room or a padded cell or a barred cell? There's so many different places. There's so many. There's so many. Hey, Crockett, I'm actually so tired today. I wake up really early in the morning and I've been working on getting this video done for a long time today. I ended up interviewing a lot of men today and I got so many different answers from so many different men about this topic. Every man is so different. And you know what? I'm not going to start doing the video right now. We're going to wait till the video comes on. Stop trying to get me to talk. All right. So Crockett is on their way to a date. Okay. All right. All right. Oh my goodness, Vayna is saying everything he must pay. Don't make it cheap for him to date you. If he has to pay to date, he will date less women. Don't allow him to be cheap with you. The other women won't. In terms of him dating less women, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit later. I actually think it's good for men to see what else is out there so they know so that they know how good they have it. I don't know. I think it's important, in the manosphere, so many men talk about young ladies not dating and, they date, then they come back with these babies and now they want the nice guy and all this other stuff. Well, I was watching this mini little documentary on the adolescent mind. And it's so important for adolescents, for young adults to go out there and explore and find out what they want and what they don't want, to take risks, etc. And so I don't know. I don't know if we want a man who is dating because he can't really date anybody else. I think it's important for us to get out there and date and kind of narrow down who we want to be with. What are your thoughts? Oh my Lord. Mufin is talking about never take a woman to dinner on the first date. You could try that bullshit with somebody else. If you want me to come out with you, you better be offering some food. You better be offering something, and you better be offering something that is worth the lipstick and makeup that you want me to put on my face. So if you're talking about I'm gonna come out and get a muffin with Mufin, maybe that's why your name, you taking people out for Mufin dates. You could let them go get a Mufin top. Lord child, listen. The manosphere is very confused. There are a lot of people out here who are confused, and there's a lot of pick-me's who are confused as well. There's a lot going on. I'm hoping that I can add some balance with this video. Oh my Lord. Crockett is saying, I agree with dating out. I agree with dating and just exploring and seeing what you like, what you don't like. So many people, and I think too many of us are getting into relationships too quickly. Mufin is saying the manosphere is exposing the truth. The manosphere is going to keep a lot of men like Kevin Samuels dying alone with nobody who loves them, estranged from their children. And we need to have these conversations. And I'm glad we're having this conversation today. All right. Dana's on her way to work. Enjoy. Tamisha loves my content. Thank you so much. Marcus Gray is laughing. Crockett is saying, make it worth it. I don't know. Listen, I definitely want to hear your points of views on this because we're going to be getting into, we have 5 more minutes. And Mufin is saying, would I spend that much money on a man I just met? Let me tell you, when I was in my 20s, I tried something out. I met this professional football player. My God, he was fine. Oh my goodness, he was so fine. And we went out on a date, and I wanted to impress him, show him that I don't need his money. I was young. Listen, we all make mistakes. And we went and ate, and I paid for his meal and my meal. He was so upset that I paid for the food, but I insisted like a fool, right? And I can't do that again, not like that. You know, men eat so much. Listen, I cannot even cook for a man unless he's buying the groceries, because men's stomach knows no bounds. You know what I mean? Their stomachs are bottomless pits. Vena is saying men are providers. If they don't want to pay, he isn't a provider. Women must be picky. No, Muffin. Well, the woman Kevin Samuels died with is not the one that the manosphere is trying to promote. I showed the image of the woman he died with, and she was fluffy with a fupa in the front. So save the foolishness. Save the foolishness. There's a lot of men who want to be in denial, but he died underneath some rolls. You know what I'm saying? Underneath some rolls with a woman who didn't even know his damn apartment number. So you go on right ahead acting like a fool and stay out there in them streets, because listen, from the streets many of you came, and to the streets many of you shall return. So that's my thoughts on it. That's my thoughts. Marcus is adding, I don't subscribe to women settling. Women date men that elevate you and enhance the beauty you innately exude. That you exude or put into the world. Here we go. You know what time it is. Hey. Here we go. A. Boom, boom, into my room. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, into my room. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hey. Marcus is saying, that's right, Tanya. I eat 3 times a typical woman does. I don't expect a woman to ever pay for me to eat. Yeah, you know, I really can't. I can't do it. I cannot do it. And the way men eat, oh my God, it's unbelievable. Those of you out there who have grown sons or husbands and sons, are you all right? Because we got gas doing what gas is doing. We got men eating how men eat, and I don't get it. Muffin is saying, I'm not telling men to take women on bad dates, just cheap ones. Save the expenses for when you know y'all actually have something. You know what? I don't know what you're talking about, Moofs. I really don't. You said not to take a woman to dinner. Everybody has it. Listen, they're serving dinners at Chili's. You know, they're serving dinners at TGI Fridays. You know, they're serving dinner. And listen, I don't know what to say. David, fall back. Oh, and Shark is talking about boom boom into the womb. Lord of mercy. Let me get ready for you all to, let me get ready because y'all gonna keep me here talking. Bree is saying, I'm confused. Should we value ourselves or not? You know, cheap men don't want you to value yourselves, and men with money do. So it depends on what type of man you want. You know what I mean? Well, not even men with money, men who are generous, men who appreciate the chase. Not the chase, but the courtship. Hey. All right, Dana, see you later. All right, everybody. I'm gonna get up and do a little bit of shimmy as I come down the walkway. That's what I'm gonna do. So other people saw this video too? Listen, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Hey, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Oh. Hey, listen. Y'all acting crazy. Here, let me. Oh, my music is low. Oh my goodness. Let me get this back up. Let me get this up. Here we go. Here we go. Hey. 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 Y'all don't know nothing about that right here. Hey. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. Oh. You know what? Let's go live on these other platforms while we're playing around. Okay. So, we are live on LinkedIn. Come on, let's get it. 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 We are live on Facebook. And we are live on Twitter. Hey. Hey. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Oh my goodness, we have a hot topic for you all today. It's a video I saw going viral on the internet. And as you know, I am your host, Tanya TKO. I'm a self-love specialist from Tanya TK. My captions are not captioning. What's going on here? Let me fix this real quick. All right. There it is. There it is. There go my captions, the captioning. All right. So I am your host, Tanya TKO. I'm a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and one another. The purpose of this channel is to help equip you with the tools. We use viral videos and we showcase them and show examples of what self-love is or is not, and the pathological thinking that may exist in there, because my goal is to have as many of you live as long as you can in full, abundant self-love. Today, we're going to be talking about this young lady right here. Right here, Milka the Movement. That's her name. And she did a video where she, let me bring this video to the forefront so that you all can see. And we're going to be reacting to the video. It's a lot. It's a lot. So basically, this is her right here. All right. I'm going to let the video speak for itself, and then we're going to do our commentary afterwards. Welcome in, Text Notification Squad. Oh, my. Listen, I keep forgetting to take my bud off of this. All right. Alicia is getting her notification for the first time in a long time. Well, I'm glad you got it, baby.
Here are a list of things I expect men to pay for if we're dating. Number one, all dates. And I don't mean dinner dates. I mean kayaking, snorkeling, going to theme parks, ziplining, etc. I expect the man to pay for all that. Number two, my nails. I get my nails done roughly once a month. That's pretty good for me, so I expect him to pay that. Number three, my hair. I just feel like as your girl, I should just not walk around with my hair looking crazy, and you should pay for it. Number four, gas. I just think that that's just like the masculine thing to do, is to make sure that my gas is always on full. Number five, wax. I feel like that's pretty much self-explanatory. Like, you should just pay for my wax. Yeah. Number six, my electric bill. Chances are, if we're dating, you're probably going to spend a lot of time in my house, which is going to cause my power to go up. And so you should just pay for it. Let me know what y'all think.
All right. So that's that right there. That's that. So there's a lot of different videos that we need to get through. She does, I'm gonna be, somebody says she has somebody's saying she has a nice voice. And that's the thing. When I saw the image of her, I did not, I'm gonna be honest. When I saw the image, I was like, oh, what is this guy having to say about men and women and dates and pay and that stuff? And when she began to speak, I was stunned, because I was confused for a few moments, because, and some people even commented that She looked a little bit like the comedian George Wallace. For those of you who remember George Wallace, rest his soul if he's not with us anymore. And I was really I was surprised. And listen, no shade. I'm just talking about what I saw, right? And I want to get into the full meat and potatoes because there's some people who are talking about, oh, how she can't demand that. But there's other videos that we need to get into. And Alicia is saying, is she a girlfriend or a child? Listen, listen, listen. Alicia, please level up your mindset. Please level up your mindset. We're gonna get into my commentary about this in a moment, but I want you to level up your mindset because you don't allow these men out here to convince you. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. We'll talk about it in a moment. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. So here. So when I was looking up her video, because I was like, okay, let me go to the source and see what this woman is all about. Like, is she joking? Is she serious? Et cetera, et cetera. Right. Let's continue going forward.
Here are a list of things I expect men to do in marriage. Number one, pay the rent, mortgage, and utilities. So that's like the rent, the water, and like the electric. You know what I'm saying? And then if we have a home, like the property tax and the mortgage insurance, all that good stuff. Number two, to do most of the cooking. I cook, but I don't really like to cook. So it's really a plus when I meet a guy who is really good at cooking. And there are actually a lot of men that are great cooks. Number three, the dishes. I don't like doing the dishes, so it would be great to have a man that just took that chore off of my hands because I don't like to do the dishes. Number four, do the laundry. And when I say do the laundry, I don't just mean like put the clothes in the wash. I mean like the whole process. Put the clothes in the wash, put the clothes in the dryer, put them up, iron what needs to be ironed, fold what needs to be fold. Like do the whole thing from A to Z. Number five, take out the trash. I don't like to take out the trash. Number six, any yard work or housework. Now, he doesn't necessarily have to like fix it. Like if there's like a broken pipe or something, like he doesn't have to fix it, but he does have to be responsible in calling whoever to make sure that it is fixed. So it's just his responsibility. Number seven, upkeep the car. So that includes any tire changes that need to be made, any oil changes that need to be made, putting gases in the car, making sure the cars are washed, like the whole process of upkeeping the cars from A to Z. Number eight is date nights at least twice a month, but that actually goes into like any form of recreational activities. So if we're going kayaking, if we're deciding to take a camping trip, if we're deciding to go to a. Here are a list of things I expect men to do.
All right. So then it goes right back to the beginning. All right. Listen, we're going to talk about all of it. We're going to talk about all of it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you. We're going to talk about all of it. Okay. So there were people who were commenting, oh, well, you know, what does she look like? Et cetera, et cetera. And there were people who were able to find a picture of her, right? And so let me get this picture. I had it up on the screen, but I need to open it up again for you all. So here. So this is her and what she looks like with her makeup on and her face fully done, etc. So this is what she looks like while her face is made up and all of that. Okay. Listen, that's how her face looks, right? So we couldn't really see her in the video, but you can see that she's kind of overweight. I requested her page is now private on TikTok, which makes me think that she wasn't joking. And so I sent her a request to get in, but I'm sure once people start telling her I'm talking about her, she's probably not going to let me follow her after that. But let's continue forward with my my notes. Okay, when we um when we start when we start listening to her and hear her talking about the things that she requires in a mate, the first question that I ask is, okay, well, listen, God bless her for putting her standards, her criteria, her list or whatever out there because when you do that, when you let people know where it is that you're coming from, what it is, too many of us are not communicating our wants and needs, etc. So with her communicating what it is that she wants and all of that stuff, then listen, I commend her, because I think it's important to let people know what your standard is so that the people who are down with it can come forward and the people who are not can move aside and move out of the way. The first question that I ask is, if these are all of the things that she expects for him in the relationship, paying for these things, et cetera, what is it that she is doing in the relationship and giving in return? Right. So that makes us wonder. It makes us wonder about what's existing outside of what it is that she's talking about on social media. Right. She says that she doesn't like doing dishes. She doesn't like doing laundry or cleaning, etc. And so typically if the man is out there working and all of these other things, the woman will be at home, doing what it is that she does domestically around the house. But every situation is not like that. But one begs to question, okay, so what is it that she may be doing? Is it her stunning, stellar personality? Is it her. No, I'm just wondering, you know what? I'm sorry. I feel like I gotta keep it real. I feel like I gotta keep. Listen. If we're gonna talk, let's talk. Okay, and let's talk frankly and openly. There are a lot of people out there in the dating game. There's a lot of different types of people who like a lot of different types of things. And what type of person is going to gravitate towards her and what she is saying that she wants, etc. I'm going to be honest with you. The very first thing that came to my mind is that she probably isn't going to get that from a black man. That was one of the first things that came to my mind. I was like, what type of man fits that profile? And I was thinking to myself, she could probably get that. I'm not going to lie. Listen, before I did this video, I interviewed a lot of men and asked them their point of view about how they felt about this. I didn't show them her image or anything, but I described her. And each man that I interviewed had something different to say. And it's strange because it's like the men who are in the manosphere and red pill, they receive so much information from other men who also put wind beneath their wings, that they can't really see that there's any other opinion outside of theirs, or a reality that exists outside of some of these fabricated numbers and scenarios that men in the manosphere and red pill are touting, right? I'm going to show you all a video. Let me show you all something real quick, right? We played this video, it was either last year or the year before that, right? I'm not sure if you all remember this, but we'll put it up for you right now here. Do you all remember this video that I did with the Asian dude, right? Who was talking about how he loves black women, right? And he wants black women to leave black men alone. Look. Just listen.
What's up, YouTube? This is me, Agent Dave, aka Fanatical for Jesus, aka Dawei, aka David Chu. I want to talk about something that I'm going to direct this video towards black women because I just want to know something. I was just, as you could tell in the background, Maury is on, and there was a black man on there he was in a relationship with a white woman, and he got busted for being a cheater. And I was just thinking, I was like, why is it that black women still keep trying to find a quote good black man when black men don't even know how to treat white women good? I mean, they glorify white women so much. Like you see it all the time. Black men are always glorifying white women. I mean, that song that says Michelle Pfeiffer, White Gold, or whatever. I forgot how the song goes, but um, they're always like glorifying white women, and you see them all the time in relationships with white women, and they treat white women like they're the cream of the crop. And then they turn around and mistreat white women. They cheat on them. They do the same stuff that they do with black women, except they do the same stuff that they do with black women. But the difference is they glorify white women so much. And the thing is, Why is it that black women are still trying to find the quote unquote good black man when they can see that black men can't even treat the women that they glorify so much? Um, they can't even treat them good. Like, you would think that since they glorify white women so much, that they would be able to treat the women that they glorify good. But since they can't even treat the women that they glorify good, what makes you think that a quote unquote good black man will treat a black woman good? That's why I.
You know what? I had
All
to
right.
pause.
And it's good because I had to pause right there too. I had to pause right there too. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So you all heard that and saw that, etc. And there were black women who were coming out who were laughing at him and they were like, "Oh, but look at the way he looked, etc. blah 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 blah." Right? I found his Facebook page. Oh, I did. I found his Facebook page. Because I was like, oh, he's talking all this talk. Because I remember way back in the days, there were so many white boys that loved themselves some black women's and all this other stuff. But when you look and see who they married, it was a whole different story. But I found his Facebook page and I looked at his images. When he made that video, he was single. Oh, but he found him a black woman, all right. And he married that black woman, right? He married that black woman. But when I looked at the black woman that he married, right? Because this man right there, he's kind of hefty himself, right? Kind of hefty, right? The black woman that he married was hefty as well. They're both hefty together. And from what I remember, she may have had small teeth or something like that. I don't remember, but she had a look that is not in mainstream conventionally beautiful or pretty or whatnot, right? And my issue with the manosphere and the way that men posit in the manosphere and red pill, they act as if every man out there is fit, has this Adonis build, his pockets are overflowing with money, he's mentally sound, he's physically able and fully able-bodied, capable, mentally capable and able and all this other stuff, right? There's just so many different people out there. My issue with the manosphere and the way that they posit when they start talking about these talks, as a matter of fact, let's pull up an old Kitten Heels video. Let's do that. I'm sure you all remember this. Do you remember? Hey, you all remember this, right? This is a video that put Kitten Heels on the map. Kevin Samuels. You remember when he went through this whole spiel?
I honestly want a six-figure guy. Is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid 30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, ma'am.
You know, I want to pause right there. Let's talk about this real quick. You know, Kevin Samuels is talking about how you don't know this, you don't know that. They don't want mid 30 baby mamas, right? What troubles me about statements like this, well, number one, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Kevin Samuels spent most of his life broke. And even when he was dressing up in these Airbnbs, going from place to place, and even when he died, he had a housemate or a roommate, somebody who he was splitting the electricity bill with, who was haranguing him about the oil leaking from underneath his hoopty Mercedes. I didn't report on that story because I said, oh, the man is dead. Oh, but throw a 0 up in the chat if you'd like for me to report on that story, if you've never seen that video yourself. Kevin Samuels died with a false life that he was promoting before the camera as a woman who is from New York City and lived in California for 3 or 4 years, right? I'm going to tell you that when you are in states where there are people where the cost of living is really high, there are a lot of people who make wide arrays of different types of money. In the Black community, and I'm going to show you some numbers because Black men are really not doing as well as they want to posit as they're sitting around banging on the keyboard, taking their scrawny, hairy nuts and pounding them little balls on the keyboard, typing out about how someone is going to try to use them for their money and all this, that, and money that they don't have. Black men are not doing well compared to other men. But even so, there are men out there, and I'm going to show you some numbers because I'm going to pull up the video that I did where we reacted to John Moss, and we're going to pull that video back up because I feel that it's important for you to hear and see the mentality. And we'll talk about that in a moment, but I mean, there are men out there who are making 6 figures. The part of the issue is that Kevin Samuels himself didn't know 6-figure men most likely because he wasn't. He was still buying and selling, returning perfumes to Bloomingdale's when they had to stop him and be like, "Mother effer, why are you returning all of these perfumes?" They had to call security on him because he was doing it so often. He doesn't know those type of men because he wasn't that type of man. But when you are navigating, because that woman in that video, she owned like a pet grooming business where she herself was making over 100,000, right? And so she was saying that she thought that relationships did better, like if she was going to submit and be the submissive woman that that these men say that they want, that she needed a man who came with at least her money. He's talking about they don't want mid-30s baby mamas. There are many different types of men out there of all different type ages. He pretends as if every man is a 40-year-old, a 35 or 40-year-old man making 6 figures who's child free. They're a 50-year-old man. You think a 50-year-old man, a healthy, sound, emotionally healthy, high emotion, high EQ, emotional quotient man wants to run around with a 19-year-old if he himself is healthy. He's 50, 60 years old. He's had his children, right? There are men out there who are in their 50s because if you look at the average age that even men come into their wealth, right? We're not talking about a 25-year-old man. We're talking about men who are above the age of 40, who their children themselves are grown. Her child was 13. I'll play a little bit more of this for you. Let's continue going forward in there because it's like there's a content creator by the name of the Pink Pill. She did a video where she interviewed a white guy. I should pull up that video. Let me know if you want me to pull up that video, right? And the white guy was like, "Listen, he works in tech." And he was like, "There's nothing wrong with that woman. She's beautiful. I know many men who would like to be with her." He said his wife herself was average. When you look at the men, like these people act like a man who makes 6 figures is the Loch Ness monster. Like he just like if you're in middle America, like you have to remember that the country is built up of a large swath in the middle where people earn varied degrees, but on the outskirts of the country, California, New York, where people are really earning money, there's high concentrations of people who are earning lots of money. Take yourself over to Silicon Valley. Take yourself over to Palo Alto, and you go see what I'm talking about. These men who are working in tech, these men who spend most of their time. Listen. I even up in Seattle, I went up to go visit a friend in Seattle who worked in tech, and these guys clueless about women, working in tech, earning all of this money, but they're socially awkward, and they are not like this pantomime, this caricature rather, that Samuels and other people in the manosphere are positing. There's so many. Let's play a little bit more of this. Let's play a little bit more.
But they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so what?
Go ahead.
Um,
Let's get to
my
it.
from my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily are necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat him off with a stick.
You were paying for pussy, sir. Of course, me man. If you take out to no wallet and you're out there on OnlyFans, of course you can't beat them away. They're not gonna beat away the dollars. They're gonna beat those dollars into their pocket and then take their futon, smother you with it, give you a heart. Let me shut my mouth and continue forward.
That's another one you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
It's like you have a person with a penis. Every 35-year-old woman was 25 once. Every 35-year-old woman was 20 once. We know what we think about older men. So you could smile up in their face and they think that you want them as they're carrying you on these trips, getting flued out all over the country and all over the world. So we know what we think of them. We know where we're taking their money and who we're spending it on. Oh, yes, we know. While you're out there with your 50-year-old self going to the drugstore to buy your Viagra, popping that and Red Bulls, I'm not going to say nothing about the alleged way that someone met his maker. But while you're out there doing that, listen, we know what it is. We know the truth. Because in a man's mind, his ego won't let him, it's easy to smile and be like, yes, daddy, as you take that money and give it to the hot boy with the six-pack, pushing off a baby onto him that's not even his. Baby come out wearing a do-rag. I ain't gonna say nothing. Let me continue forward.
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men.
According to who? According to a man who he himself was making, he couldn't even pay his child support. He was making 20-something thousand dollars a year before he got fired from that job and started buying perfumes at Bloomingdale's and trying to review them on the internet before he found his cash cow insulting women. According to who? And what is considered average? We have so many different types. Remember, we have MGTOW men out there. We have incels out there. If you don't know what MGTOW is, men going their own way. Incels are involuntary celibates. I'm a life coach. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a life coach with a specialty in relationship coaching. I focus now on self-love. And we have so many different types of men out there. Men who are in, listen, different stages of physical fitness. Some are in wheelchairs, some have one leg, some spend all of their time programming, don't really know how to talk around girls, and they want somebody to love them, but they're just so awkward. They've been used by the hot girl. Let me tell you. They've been used by that OnlyFans girl who comes over, puts a little kitty ditty upon the man. And then the moment he climaxes, before he can even get the condom off, even if they even wear condoms, it's going to continue forward. Before he can even take the condom off, she's talking about her light bill, her mortgage, her rent, or the trip that she has to take in order to be able to book this gig. And he's so awkward and unknowing that he just goes right to the PayPal or the Venmo or the checkbook or however they're doing it nowadays. You know how they're doing it. You know they Cash App in. Speaking of which, you can send your apples to, whoa. Oh my goodness. Listen, we're gonna get it in a moment. Yes, you can send your apples through. It's at Tanya TKO. The name is rotating around the screen and the direct link is in the description, right? And they're just looking for, they've been used. They are awkward. Some of them are highly intelligent. Some of them are sapiosexual, and they're looking for a woman who can stimulate them mentally, who can have a spiritual connection with them. Are there shallow men out there? Yes. And the sad part is that some of the shallow men in the manosphere and in the red pill world, they think that there are no other men that exist except for them. But there are a lot of different types of men out there. Let me tell you. We're gonna finish just watching this part until he tells her she's average at best and then she's gonna die alone. Right? Let's
They tend
continue.
to get average men.
So,
I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women.
And this is the idea that he's positing. But I have to ask him according to who. It's like when you start thinking about $100,000 a year, like to Kevin Samuels, that was so much because he was hawking perfumes, right? But when you look at these people who have houses in Long Island or in the suburbs outside of Chicago, and when you look out in Palo Alto, listen, the thing is that when you are upwardly mobile, because one of the things that he said to her is like, you don't know these people, you don't know where to find them. When you are upwardly mobile, let me tell you, there are again 19-year-old guys. There are men fresh out of college in Palo Alto, typing away on their keyboard, bringing in multiple six figures. Some of them, even with the money, they're shacked up with roommates. I'm telling you, they're playing video games, and you don't see them out. They're in their homes. You know what? I know this video was about that young lady, and so we're gonna play a lot of different videos because there's a lot of different things that I want you to see. I'm gonna stop interrupting. I just want you to know that this young lady and what it is that she wants, from where I have been in my life, there are a lot of different types of people out there. There are white men out there. Listen, I want you to put up $2 signs. Put up $2 signs or a money bag in emojis if you know what a pay piggy is. If you know what a pay piggy is, put up those $2 signs because I don't want to I don't want to trample on any virgin ears out there, but there are a lot of different types of people out there. Older men who have kinks and fetishes, and it'll be like a relationship and they'll be your pay piggy, and they will open up those wallets and parade you around town, or you'll parade them in many different ways, even disrespecting them at the counters. Oh, I have lived. I'm not going to say nothing, but I have lived. I've lived. And there are people out there who have different types of fetish for what they are attracted to, what they gravitate towards, how they like to be treated. And even, listen, very good looking men who like to be dominated, who want to be used, men who even prefer a woman who is not conventionally beautiful to take him, step on him, grab his wallet, and go to the stores. He lays there or even sits there on hands and knees waiting for you to return. Oh my goodness, y'all don't know. It's like we think of people as a monolith, but oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Let's continue forward. Let's continue.
Off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so
But
I
your ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
say what?
This and you see the thing about it is, look at her, bashfully looking down, talking soft. She's all submissive. She's coming to him open armed, looking for advice, and the advice that he's giving her, because his platform was never about connecting people. If he wanted to connect her, the very first thing that he would tell her is that she needs, if, first of all, any person with a pussy out there who wants to get married, if you know like I know, goddamn, you're gonna look outside of the Black community. Your chances are better. So if there's any woman who's thinking about settling down, I mean, go ahead and look at Mahogany Pink and the myth of Black love that exists right here on YouTube. Put a clap in the comments if you know what the hell I'm talking about. There's so many of us out there that are looking for this Loch Ness monster, and we have these men dangling commitment and dangling relationship over your head. There was somebody in the comments who said, "I bet she ain't getting the ring." Listen. Let me tell you something. When that sweet brown and pink clapper comes down on some of these motherfuckers out there, oh, they don't know what to do with themselves. Ring, huh? You get some of these men wrapped around your finger, you could go right down to the courthouse. Anything you want is yours. They will fly your children out from other countries and send them little chocolate fro babies to boarding school, to private school. They'll have the best of everything. You just need to know to put whatever it is that you need aside, especially if they're much older. Listen, we'll talk about that another day. We'll talk about that another day. I just want to
I
hurry up and
really
get
just
to the
wanted
next
some
video.
advice. I love your
I'm
stuff.
giving you advice, but you're not.
And you see how he's getting loud with her, aggressive and loud with this submissive, friendly, fit, and feminine woman. Isn't that what them said that does want? But then when them does get it, they box them and thump them upside their head. They talk down on them and call them bitches and broads and tell them to get the fuck out of their face.
Taking it. The
I'm
advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay, average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketch.
And you know, the thing about it is that they hate children so much. Meanwhile, they have children. They're talking about you and they want to suppress you from living your life and being an adolescent, a young adult, and experimenting and going out there and living. Ladies, listen, be on top of your prophylactics, be on top of your birth control, be on top of your options. Please. Don't get yourself stuck out there in drama and trauma. Stay on top of it. But they themselves have children. And I wish I could just show you videos from men who talk about the importance of stepfathers. The worst part about the whole entire scenario is that Samuels himself came from a situation in which his father abandoned him and his mother got a stepfather for him. But now he preaches and advocates against men, and he is the product of a successful stepfather relationship with his mother, but then goes out there and preaches the opposite.
She baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one.
How do you know what she qualifies for
And
and
you're
from
making,
who?
I don't want to have to go.
Let this woman, she says she's a size 3, let her go get a leather dress and some high heels and go to one of them after work parties in Silicon Valley, Palo Alto, and go find her an Indian coder, an Asian coder, or East Asian, West Asian. Go find one of those coders. Go find just go out there and see what's out there.
There, but when you put in all these other factors, Why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in
And then
order
look, he plays a slapping sound while she's talking. And then he talked about how black women don't really get abused, that they're lying. He only saw one black woman in a fight and she was beating up the man, or she initiated or something like that. He also talked about how if your child, your 10-year-old or your young child tells you that the guy that you brought home has been touching her, that you need to be like, "Oh, get out of here, girl. That's your daddy." It's like Kevin Samuels had so many hidden demons. How do you play a slapping sound while a submissive woman is talking to you? I mean, what's the alternative? It's like this is why you have to have your armor up when dealing with these nakers.
to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in
Well, then
control.
you're gonna die alone. How about that?
Where's my violin sound? I don't have it on my board. I meant to put my violin sound on here because he said she was going to die alone. This didn't age well, did it? Because these men will continue to try to tell you how you're the one that's going to die alone. But when you look around, these people in the manosphere are convincing men that they are the prize and that they need to do all of these different things to make women jump through hoops. And women with low self-worth and self-esteem will jump through the hoops for a few moments until they move on. And then these women are never good enough for these men once they get these ideas into their head. And then the next thing you know, they're the ones in hospice care with the nurses wiping dribble out of their mouths.
All right, let me just cut to
You
the
heard
chase,
me.
man. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone. Straight up. Because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
Wow. Why would he speak to her like that? That's so
And that's
strange.
the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind.
But they want you to pay half, right? They don't care about your money, but if you offer to pay half the damn bills, they'd care then, wouldn't they? It's like they don't care about your money, but when you got it to spend, oh, they'll sure let you spend it, won't they? But then they sit up and say that they don't care, but yet they are constantly dating women who have more money than they do, and then wanting to live in a big old house or wanting to eat these fine foods. But then talking about, I can't pay for all of this on my own.
The men that you want, we don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average.
I don't know how much more of this we can listen to.
And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you.
Black women, stop being loyal. Go out there and date the rainbow.
This country, this world, is we've told women like yourself.
Oh my God, how much more of this do we need to listen to? Share the video, get the numbers up on the video. I'm gonna switch because we've all seen this video. It's like at some point he just hangs up on her and he calls her a broad, and I'm just fast forwarding through the video right now. Let's see.
Because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't being.
Listen,
don't tell me.
Hold on.
That on. No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for women that?
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you don't. But you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you, and I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone.
You heard him. And then he hangs up on her. Get the fuck out my phone. This is the way you talk to a defenseless woman who's being sweet, submissive, friendly, and feminine. This is the way you talk to her. And you all expect for me to have some sort of reverence for this man. And he started planting ideas about the ignoring of the allegations of abuse at the hands of men who come in and out of the house. You know what? Listen, what is that I hear? What is that All right. We have a super apple that has come in from Tyrone. And Tyrone says, love you, Tanya, from Chicago. Thank you. I really appreciate that. The apples support the show, so I appreciate you all sending apples through and sending the love. It really does make a difference, especially when we talk about these controversial topics. And these platforms don't want to monetize, so that's perfect. Thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's jump into the very next video that I want to show you all. And for those of you who are not a part of the text notification squad, that's another way that you can support. It's $1.99 a month. And I send you a text whenever I go live. You never miss another video. All right, so let's take a look at this other video. Whew. This is one that I wanted to show you. And this is another video with John Moss in it. So if you all remember this video right here that we did, I'll play this for you. All right.
Greatest barrier to advertising perfume via video, the consumer cannot smell it. Therefore, the advertiser has to create entire brand worlds and
Let me go back a little bit. Here. Jillian needs to replace her little pink friend. Well, you
talk about their future.
Sorry, look, listen.
Stressed about women using them for money that they do not possess. Okay, I'm going to attempt to get this in under 60 seconds. Men talk about their future wealth and gold-digging women like companies advertising perfumes using visual media. What's the greatest barrier to advertising perfume via video? The consumer cannot smell it. Therefore, the advertiser has to create entire brand worlds and environment in which this fragrance exists in order to entice the person to buy it. The same thing happens to wealth in capitalism. In order for capitalism to succeed, a very select few people need to be seen succeeding within this system. Therefore, there are a crap ton of people that think of themselves not as currently poor, but as future rich people. Cishet men in particular think that.
I want you to pay attention to that. They don't think of themselves as currently poor. They think of themselves as future rich. And I want you to pay attention to that because there are many men out there who are making dating decisions based on who it is that they feel they're going to be in the future. And they feel that you should give them a chance based on who it is that they feel that they're going to be. When they say you need to choose better, they want you to choose the future them in their current body. If you haven't seen that video, go and watch that video. It's a really deep video where I show data. I'm going to show you the data now as soon as we get through this part here.
That this is their destiny. Essentially, capitalism has helped them form.
I just want you to hear that. They don't think of themselves as currently poor, but future rich because of the way that capitalism is posited in our society, shown. You know, all this wealth exists out there. And they're like, well, I'm going to have that wealth in the future. I promise you. I promise you with all that is good on God's green earth, I have spoken with a person who did not have the current money, but was judging women based on his future earning potential or what he perceived as his future earning potential. I promise you. And I want you to hear what this man right here says.
An entire brand world or fantasy in which they are actually rich right now, despite their circumstances telling them that that's not true right now. and it is from the vantage point of this manufactured brand world in which they are looking for a potential partner.
I'm gonna break this down like a third grader because I had this mindset for like a good, I want to say 13 days. I was like, I'm not about to get married because nobody's going to divorce me and take half of my money. But then I was like, wait a minute, why would I be in a situation where I'm married to somebody that would divorce me and take half of my money? Why wouldn't I just be a great husband so that she didn't want to divorce me and take half my money? But the mindset was all women were cheaters and liars. So then it goes into the mindset where it's like, wait a minute, if she's just gonna cheat on me and lie on me, why would I want her to have half of my things? Half of what things? Half of what things? I don't have anything right now, and I haven't even got to that point.
All right, okay, all right. All right. So that's John Moss in the video. He said that he felt that way for 2 weeks. And even though he no longer feels that way, right? I just want you to look at the mentality, because the mentality of some of the men in the manosphere and the red pill community, they're talking about future wealth that they don't possess right now. They're telling you that you're average at best and that they're a high value man. I did the numbers in that video. In that video, that laugh right there, that's too much. So I showed the numbers in this video where we have all of these. Oh goodness, I don't know how it came up on that again. Let's just try to get to the numbers, right? All right. Earn part-time or other, 22%. And what is the percentage for no earnings at all? What is that number? This is Black men right here. This data was gotten from blackdemographic.org. I'm going to go back a little bit so that you all can see this. At this thing right here, this is a chart that shows you. This is on blackdemographics.com. Earnings and employment age 16 to 64, 16 and up. I want you to see, so percent who are in the labor force. Listen, let's continue. Let's down here, right? 16 and up, worked full-time year-round, 37%, right? Full-time median earnings for 2018, this is for Black men, $41,000. The other list is for all men combined, and then we're going to show you, I'm going to break it down by race for you, right? Earn part-time or other, 22%. And what is the percentage for no earnings at all? What is that number? I want you to take a look and tell me what that number is for Black men who had no earnings all year. When I saw this number, I almost cried before the video. 41%, no earnings all year, 41%. And even if you adjust for age, for other men, it's only 30%. Look, it's only 30%, if you see that. And Mufin says the numbers are off. Listen, go take it up with blackdemographics.org. Go contact them and tell them their numbers are off, because when I followed blackdemographics.org, when I followed where they got their information from, they had gotten it from the Department of Labor, etc. So I was like, wow, all right. So then I left it there. If you have something that is a government entity that has better data, by all means, show your data, son. Show your data. Because here's this other form right here. That talks about this right here is a chart that talks about how many Black men are in the upper class. So they're talking about the upper third of society. They're saying there's 2.5 million Black men who are in the upper class of society, right? But I want you to see, because remember on that last chart we talked about 16 and up. But I want you to see this, because this talks about where these men are in the sector. We're going to break this down real quick for you all right here. Let's take a look at this right here. Military service as of age 22, of the Black men who are in the upper 3%, 26% of them, or 26% of them were in the military or had military service. This is the number that I really want you to concentrate on. I'm going to put it on the large screen so that you can see it. Of the men who are 50 to 58, who are in the upper percentile, right? I just want you to see, just take a look. Take a look. What percent of those men are married? Like the ones who are making that, 33% married once and still married. Remarried, 31%. Divorced or widowed, 17%. Never married. What is the number for never married? If you can see it right here, it's 6%. And if the numbers are too small, you can always play this. It's 6%. These are things that I want you to see, and I want you to kind of take inward, right? There's a few other charts inside that video. I'll put the link to this video in the description here. Let me grab the link, and I'll not in the description. I'll put it. I should put it in the description as well. But I will put it here in the comments section so that you all can see this video, because the video has all of the data in there, so you can go watch that video. Okay, I just put it in right there. All right. So when we get back to this original woman, the original woman that we are making the video about here, let's open up her video. For those of you who are getting in here a little bit late, don't worry. I have the video for you all again, right? I closed the tab, damn it. Let me go to my history. Let me open up a new tab and go to my history. I'm sorry about that. I wasn't expecting to play it again. Let me go to history, recently closed. And it's not here. It's not there in the recently closed. So go back to the front of the video. I don't know what else to say, where she goes over her. You know what? I could probably find it. Let me find it real quick. It was on Facebook that I saw it today. All I have to do is go into my saved videos. I'm going to pull that up for you, and then I'm going to read the apples in just a second. Give me a moment. Let me go into my saved video. And we're rolling on the river. All right, I found it. Perfect. It's right here. All right.
Here are a list of things I expect men to pay for if we're dating. Number one, all dates. And I don't mean dinner dates. I mean kayaking, snorkeling, going to theme parks, ziplining, etc. I expect the man to pay for all that. Number two, my nails. I get my nails done roughly once a month. That's pretty good for me, so I expect him to pay that. Number three, my hair. I just feel like as your girl, I should just not walk around with my hair looking crazy, and you should pay for it. Number four, gas. I just think that that's just like the masculine thing to do, is to make sure that my gas is always on full. Number five, wax. I feel like that's pretty much self-explanatory. Like, you should just pay for my wax. Yeah. Number six, my electric bill. Chances are, if we're dating, you're probably going to spend a lot of time in my house, which is going to cause my power to go up. And so you should just pay for it. Let me know what y'all think.
All right. So that is her list and criteria for what she's expecting from. I remember why I closed it, because Facebook started playing another video, and there was really no way to stop it from playing another video.
Here are a list of things I expect men to pay for.
Trying to play it again. All right. Perfect. That's why I closed the window originally. Let's talk about her, because that's what this video was about. There were a lot of periphery things that happened in this video. So when we start talking about who it is, the profile of who it is that she wants, she's talking about somebody paying for her nails, her hair. Now, we don't know how much her nails and her hair cost once a month. Her nails could be $45 once a month. She says she gets them done once a month. $45. Her hair, it could be $100. Her electricity, if he's contributing to the electricity there, who knows? But let's say all of this stuff was expensive, right? Then we're talking about a man who can afford to pay for what's going on in his household and pay for what's going on in her household. And we don't know where she lives. She could live someplace where there is a low low cost of living. We don't know, right? Is she looking for a man with above average earnings, right? And what is the profile of that man? In that last video, I showed what the average earning is per race, by race. And Asian men are the ones who make the most amount of money in our country, more than white men, right? On average, right? Black men are down towards the bottom part of that list compared to other men. So if she's looking for a man that is making above average earnings in this country, she would most likely have to go to a man who is non-black. That's just the fact of the matter right there. Okay, what is she offering in exchange? Every man is different and every man needs something different in relationships. I spoke to one man earlier today that said that outside of physical beauty, she has nothing that she can offer a man. And for men who feel that way, you just have to go towards a man who is interested in a woman like you. And will it take longer for her to find the type of man that she's interested in? Yes, it'll take longer. Yeah. Because the average man, I'd say even the majority of men, may not be interested in paying all of the bills and doing all of the cooking, cleaning, and laundry. And who knows? Listen, when I think about this, I think, look, there's some men out there who like to be shat on. There's some women out there who like to as well. But what I'm talking about in her case is there are many different types of men out there. If she is willing to hold fast to her standards and hold out until she finds a type of man who is interested in what it is that she's giving in exchange for what it is that he's offering, then they have a deal. Why do I need to tell this woman that she needs to lower her standards and date who we feel that she should date? You know, there's so many men out there. Ask a man to lower his standards. He feels that he deserves the baddest bee out there. Ask him to lower his standards. In his delusion, he thinks just coming to the table with a pocket and a penis, that's enough. That all he has to do, like these men are getting left and right. So many of these men are talking about how people are divorcing them and leaving them. It's like they go into these comments and they talk about how you can't keep a man. But they don't talk about how their wife left them, how their baby mother doesn't want to be with them, how they have a bunch of children, and their children don't even freaking talk to them. Their children are tired of their ass. They don't talk about how more than 70% of divorce are initiated by women, and women love marriage. They keep talking about how women want to get married, they want to get chosen, this, that, and the other, and then they're like, oh, then she's going to leave you and take half of your $40,000 a year, bruv. Come on, bruh. She wants half of your $41,000 a year. No, she just doesn't want to be with you anymore because your sex is whack. You come too quick. Your ass is ashy. You are okay with air mattress. And then you also out there in the street talking about you're a prize. Your toenails are stabbing up the air mattress. The shit is flat on the floor. It's like your feet are so ashy they scrape across the damn linoleum floor, setting the thing on fire. It's like it's friction everywhere. It's unbelievable. But you're walking around talking about how much of a prize you are and you don't want someone to divorce you. Be a good husband. What woman out there would rather be divorced with children, right, than stay with her husband? And if things are that good, you paying all the bills, all she got to do is sit down, have intercourse with you every once in a while, your quick ass intercourse that's only lasting 2 to 5 minutes any goddamn way, right? All she got to do is give you 2 to 5 minutes of pleasure, maybe put an ice cube in her mouth and pull her hair back every once in a while, and you are fine. She could put some Stouffer's in the freaking microwave, and you're good. Put a hot dog or two on the grill for you. You're fine. Go get you a damn tie or two for Father's Day, and you're satisfied. Most men don't leave relationships. They keep talking about how you can't keep a man, but most men don't leave relationships. Most men just stay there, and they like being in relationships because men benefit from being in relationships. We help them live longer, all types of stuff. But why are the women leaving these relationships? Why are they leaving men? And there are lots of reasons why they're leaving them. They keep talking about how you can't keep a man, but yet women are running from you. It's like they want to shame you into forcing you to keep a man that's subpar. This woman has put out what it is that she wants, right? Okay, we talked about the profile of the man. Maybe the man is obese himself. Maybe he's older. He's probably most likely of a different race because we got so many of these fucking pansies and dandies running a fucking round. They know more about hair and makeup than you do. Look at them in the comments. You'll see them talking about my hair. My lipstick may not be matte enough for you. Ask them for advice on hair and makeup because just to pull one of them to the side and ask them for some damn advice. Ask them for some makeup tips, and they know how to give it to you too because they spend so much time wishing that they were women. Perhaps, I don't know. They know so much about it, doggone. There's no man out there that needs to know about eyelash glue. You talking to me about some damn false eyelashes and the wave pattern of my fucking hair? You crazy, son? What's wrong with you? It's like you want to be considered a man, but you coming to me with fucking with damn hairstyling techniques. And you talking about you the heterosexual man I'm supposed to look up to inside of a relationship, and you coming to me talking about how to do my hair and what barrettes to put in there? Damn, you crazy? What's wrong with you? But they know more about female styling than you do. They know how to tell you which Spanx to wear. And they might be wearing them too. But that's I'm going off on a tangent. Let me go back to my list, right? Maybe this man is in a wheelchair. And he maybe they're look. I remember when I was traveling around the world in 2015, there was this guy from, oh God, where is he? He came from Viking ancestry. He was blonde everywhere. He was shining and burning in the light. I was like, is your hair that color everywhere? Right? He was so angry. He didn't like black people and especially didn't, and I didn't give a damn. I wanted to see. He showed me his bush very angrily, but it was yellow down there too. It was just yellow everywhere. But he had a set of Slavic cheeks on him. I tell you what, he looked Cro-Magnon, his face. He looked like a Neanderthal. Listen, there are many different types of people with many different types of facial structures, and some may find her attractive. Just because you don't doesn't mean that there's nobody out there. We don't know if that girl, ask her what she's looking for. She didn't say she was looking for a person with abs. She didn't say she was looking for someone with that's 6 feet tall. She didn't say that. She just said she wanted a man who could pay these things. Go get yourself an obese, video game playing, computer programming, socially awkward bookworm who perhaps like fluffy chicks. You and him could both be eating burgers together. Roll around eating up your fried ice creams together. Some of you greedy guts out there, you know what fried ice cream is too. Go out there, eat your fried Twinkies and your double dipped this, that, and the others, sipping on your big gulps and all that other stuff that they got out there, slipping your Slurpees and all of that. Go do it. Go live your best life, right? I will say this, right? If she wants to increase her chances of being found desirable by a larger, wider audience of men, being more physically active and more physically fit will make her more appealing to larger swaths of men. Putting on some eyeliner, and we showed her with makeup on earlier. I'll see if I can pull back up the makeup look for you all. She has her makeup look, wearing some makeup, finding men who are into a woman like you. Let's see if we could get this here. That's her with makeup on. All she has to do is find a man who likes her. It's as simple as that. Find a man who likes her. The next question is, are her demands reasonable? Are her demands reasonable? Because we showed the second video. We showed the first video, but then we also played a second video that she participated in, where she was talking about what she expects for him to bring to the table, right? In terms of, let's see if we could get this up on the screen for you all. Right? Here.
You in marriage. Number one.
Here.
Here are a list of things I expect men to do in marriage. Number one, pay the rent, mortgage, and utilities. So that's like the rent, the water, and like the electric. You know what I'm saying? And then if we have a home, like the property tax and the mortgage insurance, all that good stuff. Number two, to do most of the cooking. I cook, but I don't really like to cook. So it's really a plus when I meet a guy who is really good at cooking. And there are actually a lot of men that are great cooks. Number three, the dishes. I don't like doing the dishes, so it would be great to have a man that just took that chore off of my hands because I don't like to do the dishes. Number four, do the laundry. And when I say do the laundry, I don't just mean like put the clothes in the wash. I mean like the whole process. Put the clothes in the wash, put the clothes in the dryer, put them up, iron what needs to be ironed, fold what needs to be fold. Like do the whole thing from A to Z. Number five, take out the trash. I don't like to take out the trash. Number six, any yard work or housework. Now, he doesn't necessarily have to like fix it. Like if there's like a broken pipe or something, like he doesn't have to fix it, but he does have to be responsible in calling whoever to make sure that it is fixed. So it's just his responsibility. Number seven, upkeep the car. So that includes any tire changes that need to be made, any oil changes that need to be made, putting gases in the car, making sure the cars are washed, like the whole process of upkeeping the cars from A to Z. Number eight is date nights at least twice a month, but that actually goes into like any form of recreational activities. So if we're going kayaking, if
She
we're
loves us
deciding
some
to take
kayaking.
a camping trip, if we're deciding to go to a
Right. So those are her demands. Those are her are they reasonable? My concern in this situation is that she doesn't it doesn't sound like she as an adult, as an independent adult, likes to do the upkeep of her own place. She doesn't like to clean, cook, or do her laundry. Who's doing those things now? That's concerning to me because even as a woman, I have to ask, is she even being a considerate partner? Like, is she a partner in the home? So like even if she did the most outrageous sexual tricks, let's say she has a sphincter as tight as I don't know, as an ant's anus. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Right? Who knows? Who knows? Right? And she was taking D from here to her large intestines. Who knows? Who knows? Even if she were doing all of that, right? Let's say the guy has a bukkake fetish or whatever, scat fetish. What do you know? There's so many different types of people out there, right? And she's doing those things in the ways that he likes. Is she a reasonable partner in the home where she's like not even wanting to wash her own clothes? So if he doesn't want to do it, if he's out there working and making this 100K plus a year, I don't think she gave a number. I think she just said, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Kitten Heels in that other situation, right? She wants a man who's going to do all of these things. Maybe he's on disability and he's at home and has the time to do all of those things. And maybe she's a really great companion, or does her bukkake or scats and all of this other stuff and anal up the way up the woozah. What who knows? Who knows, right? Is she a is she a partner in the home and the upkeep of the home, even for just herself? Like, what is she doing? It makes me wonder what her house looks like now. She says she doesn't like washing the dishes. She doesn't like cooking. Like, if she was like, well, honey, I'm big like this because I love to cook me a good, but she doesn't even like cooking, which means that this could have come from overeating fast food, not moving enough. If she doesn't like to do those things, I wonder what does she like to do? Because those are the basic chores of the house. Cleaning, cooking, doing laundry, those are basic chores that an adult does at home. And even as a woman, if there wasn't a man who also participated in the cleaning and upkeep of the house, would he even be a good partner? If he just if the and men and the damn speckles in the damn toilet and all that other nastiness. Ugh. Ugh. You know? Somebody says she wants a slave man, right? Listen. it begs to question, does she want healthy, responsible adult partnership? Or is she looking for a person to carry the bulk of it? And what is it that she's going to do besides just show up? I wonder about that. And I'd love, listen, if there's somebody who knows her and she wants to come on the show and explain her side, I'd love to get her side, right? But when I asked one of the men earlier that I interviewed about this situation, he talked about how there are men out there who are lacking in self esteem who would jump through these hoops. He said a man who likes fat women would also perhaps, like there's some chubby chasers out there, they like fat women. I mean, a man who really likes to be dominated. Or he said that she could go down there to a foreign country, find herself an immigrant looking for some papers. This is what he said. And bring him back, and he'll do all of that stuff in the house in exchange for, his papers or whatnot. He may be cooking, cleaning, rubbing, sucking feet and all of that as well, too. Who knows? Who knows? But then the question is, with her demands being what they are, does she seem like an agreeable, reasonable person to cohabitate with? We heard what she doesn't want to do, but as one person I asked earlier today, what is it that she does want to do? Because according to what it is that he heard, he said that she really didn't sound like a nice person. One person that I interviewed earlier today said she sounded like a narcissist. That's like she was looking for a man to abuse. We don't know. But we cannot pretend as if there aren't men out there who will go for it. I can guarantee you this girl dates. I can guarantee you she dates. Is she dating the six-pack ab Adonis? Probably not. If she dates in her lane, I'm sure she'll find somebody who is willing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, us white men love kayaking. Let me tell, oh my God, I love kayaking too. I was so tempted. I was tempted just last weekend. The weekend before this one, I was tempted to buy one. I was tempted to buy a kayak, but I had to slow my roll. But yeah, I mean, Yvette is going to a meeting. Listen, we're done with the video right now anyway. I'm going to jump into what you hear. What's that? Hey, oh, my volume is low because I was playing this other stuff. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey. All right, let's take a look and see what we have here in terms of apples. It looks like we got an apple in from Tyra, and it says, I'm a phone XXX op, and the men spend money on me. Girl, let me tell you, I told you I have lived. And you know that some of these men have particular kinks and fetishes that are they have proclivities that are very exclusive. So yeah, I trust and believe you on that one, my dear. I trust and believe you on that one. There are all different types of men that make the whole world go round out there. There's all different types of women. We can't say that we don't know gorgeous men with six-pack abs who are with unattractive women who abuse them. We can't say that we don't know that because they're out there. For some reason, when we start getting into these relationship talks online, we start pretending as if we are, as a collective, a monolith. There are men out there who are incels, involuntary celibates. You mean to tell me that if a woman offered to cohabitate with a man who's an involuntary celibate and offer him, some nighttime loving with the anal, the sphincter the size of an ant? Listen, an ant's anus. Listen, I don't know. Listen. Some of these men who are involuntary celibates have high standards. It's strange. I know. Because they're holding out for the man that they expect themselves to be in the future and wondering why all these gorgeous women don't want them. When there are women like this on the internet, letting what it is that they need and want be known. You know what I mean? And let them know what they need and want be known. I want to see some of your comments about this situation. So go ahead and leave your comments below. I'm going to read them now. All right. So listen, I mean, it's something, ain't it? I'm gonna just here. So Mufin is pretending as if he knows every woman and knows that woman. Your foolishness is annoying me, Mufin. Hey, hey. I just, come on, be for real. We don't know her and we don't know what she's offering or not offering. We don't. Come on. Yes, I have a very attractive guy with mad body that wanted me to literally walk on him. Yeah, exactly. Jessica says she's so in love with my makeup and lip color. Thank you, thank you. This is my vegan makeup from the Tanya TKO line that I sold last year. She probably doesn't even do all of that. Dana says, Jessica says you look so elegant. Thank you. It could be the curls too, You know. If a woman like that if she wanted attention at this point, because she knows she's just doing too much. Black men don't camp or kayak. They can't swim or start a fire. She definitely wasn't black. Pure black butterfly. Why do you have to behave like that? There are some black men who camp. You see how many men out there were in the armed service? There's some black men out there who camp. I've gone camping with black men before, so yeah. I've gone kayaking with black men before, but there are, and this is what I'm saying. There's so many avant-garde sections of black people and black men. There are black men out there who love anime, EDM, love going to raves, and they like camping. They love canoeing. They like tying knots, and they like all different types. They like outdoorsy stuff. They like hiking, camping, knot tying. They like all of those different things, right? Oh Lord, Indigo. God, you all are crazy out here. Let's get the song up again and spend another. The song is 1:15. Let's see. I have two. Do you really? What type of kayaks do you have, KK? Because I promised you last weekend I was ready to buy a kayak. Vena's home now. There are FB groups for black. Really? Okay. You know what? I'm looking for a sapiosexual singles group. Let me know if you know of any. I have taught many black women how to play golf. I enjoy it. So KKK is a woman or a man? Chute says my hips can't fit in a kayak. They have different sized kayaks. This is what I'm saying. This girl is talking about she kayaks. I'm like, okay. Hunting, yes. Yes. No reason to lower standards. You know what? I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about that real quick. We'll talk about that after the music goes off. Field and streams. You have folding kayaks? I never heard of such a thing. I know that they have blow-up kayaks. And, oh God, you all are talking about fish and frog and fish. Axe throwing, parasailing. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. All right. Let's talk about lowering your standards. Let's talk about the reality of it. Now, you are entitled to have any standard that you choose to set. You're entitled to have any standard you choose to set, right? However, there may be a need to adjust your standards based on what you're attracting, how that's showing up for you, and what are some things that you can compromise on. I remember there was the video that was floating around of Eartha Kitt talking about compromise for what. And I think in a healthy relationship that there is give and take. Now everybody has a different view of what they feel compromise is. I remember I was dating a guy and he and I talked about compromising, and he got really angry when I mentioned compromise, like really angry. And I was like, oh, this is bizarre, because in relationships where people come and they meet in the middle, there has to be some sort of give and take. There must be. You're not going to get 100% of your way all of the time. There has to be some sort of some sort of give and take in a relationship. So when I ask about compromise and compromising on your standards, if you are looking to be in a long-term committed monogamous relationship or in an open relationship or a fly-by-night relationship, it doesn't really matter. Whatever type of relationship you're looking for, whatever type of partner you're looking for, when you go out there into the dating world and you see what it is that you're receiving back for what it is that you're putting out there, you may need to make some adjustments. You may need to make some personal adjustments, do some internal work. You may need to do some physical work, start doing some yoga, strength training, fix up your diet, because it is in our best interest to be as healthy as we can be anyway. If you want to present yourself toward in front of a wider audience of people, you have a greater chance if you are in better shape. That's just the fact of the matter. So if you are spending, listen, I take my hat off to her and I say, go for it. However, if she is spending more time than she would like to spend single, if you are spending more time than you would like to spend single, then there's something that is out of alignment. And there's a need for you to look internally and make some changes. Maybe you need to change your demographic of who you're presenting yourself in front of. Maybe you need to travel more. Maybe you need to, because these people in the manosphere keep talking about how there's so many more women in the world than there are men. Between China and India, there are 17, as of 2020, there were 17 million more men than there were women. Men who will die alone, who will never be able to procreate. Perhaps you can go into an environment like that where they are actively looking to import women. They're even kidnapping women from neighboring countries because the men just have nobody because of decades of the one child policy and preferring male children. Now all of those male children are grown and they have no partners. In 2019, when I went to Nigeria, there were millions more. I think as of the last time that I looked, there were 4 million more males in Nigeria than there were women. Because even Nigerian men were like, "Oh, there's more women than men, and this is why we have to have polygamy and all this other stuff." And I'm like, "No, have you actually looked at the numbers?" It's like in the manosphere, people throw around a lot of data that's not backed up. The population across the globe pretty much stays down the middle, fluctuating 1 degree that way or 1 degree that way. It doesn't really fluctuate much more out of that. Nature balances itself. Especially with men dying, Black men dying younger and younger. Ladies, you are going to have to think outside of the box and present yourself to many different communities, especially while Black men are out here being taught that they're the prize and you need to jump through hoops for them and this, that, and the other. Don't sit there and die alone because these Black men want to die alone. Go out there and present yourself before many different communities. Date the rainbow, date different people. This is why there are so many men out there who are afraid of you dating and try to shame you for dating. Go out there and date. Go out there and date. Experience the world, figure out what you like. They don't want you to have intercourse because they want to bring you their 2 minutes of intercourse and try to pretend like that's the best that's out there. They want to put on their Magnum condoms that are slipping off of their little penis and try to pretend. I mean, come on. You endanger everyone when your condom is slipping off inside of people. You can't stay on your penis. It's flying off. Man, come on. Let me read some more of your comments, right? It is a give and take in relationship to make it work. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But listen, we've been on for a while. I'm going to check the apples one more time. Oh my goodness. What is that I hear? What is that I hear? for another one. Wow. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate all of the love. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is so dope. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the love of people who send the apples through. I appreciate that. That is so cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, listen. Listen. On that note, we're going to jump out of here. I want to hear your thoughts on what you think about this whole scenario. It is definitely something to make you think and wonder. And I'll say this, right? I'll say this. Everybody, let me send you some hearts and love back. Thank you, Tyrone. I appreciate that. Listen, everybody has a right to not date somebody if they don't want to date them. If you don't want to date a person, if you don't want to, who's complaining about what I'm doing on my live? Jeanette saying stop letting the betas in here. You know, listen, ignore them and they go away. So everybody has a right to not date somebody if they choose not to date them. But who are we to tell somebody that they'll never find anyone? That's abusive. If we are really trying to help create relationships, then we can give them advice about where they can go to find someone. Go to Comic-Con. Put on maybe you could dress up as the Earth. I'm sorry. That was rude and inappropriate. I know. I know it was inappropriate. I know. But there are things that you can dress up as to accentuate your shape, depending on what your shape is. And if your shape is more round, you could perhaps dress up as something round. That was all I was saying. But, right? Who are we to tell somebody else? Look, we always talking about how the universe is abundant, right? And we could attract whatever it is that we want. There are men out there who are not settling. They don't want that woman. They want the Instagram baddie. And what they want is they want the Instagram baddie to lower her standards to him in anticipation of his future wealth. And does it really work that way? Right? Does it really work that way? You know what I mean? I don't know. I want to see your comments and your thoughts on this woman. I'm going to read your comments. I want you to, I want you to go ahead and type SLL. What is the self-love lesson that you learned from this video? Come on. Type your SLL, self-love lesson, and put it in the description. I want to see. Come on. Come on, let me see. What's your self-love lesson? Let's see. I'm looking for your comments right now. I'll wait because there's a little bit of a delay. Go ahead and put your dancing ladies up. Come on. Hey. Oh. Hey, let's see. Is there a troll in here? Where's the troll? Let's see. We're getting out of the video now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Trolls don't last long. Let's try this again. Hey. Okay, listen, if you try to objectify me, you're going to end up blocked. So if you enjoy being here, do not objectify me. I am not your toy, all right? And you will act accordingly. I can't control how you behave, but I can control where you will be and where you will not be. Come on, type the SOL so I see. A closed mouth don't get fed. Come on, let's see what the comments are. Self-love. What's the self-love lesson you learned from this video? Keep your standards even if they are outrageous. I think that we can adjust our standards to really match what's going on out there in the real world, right? Hey. 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 Stand for what you believe in. A closed mouth don't get fed. Look, I ain't gonna say nothing. Y'all ain't gonna get me to being mean. Crystal is saying, Tanya, your troll is trolling. Move in silence. Get the life you desire. Don't let random people online determine what you get to have. I hear you. Hey. Hey. Protect your energy, but be selfless and fair. All right, she wasn't asking for much except for wax. I mean, she wanted him to do all the cooking, cleaning, and laundry too, you know? So I don't know about that. Love yourself before you ask another person to love you. I feel that. I feel that. And somebody is saying, Tanya, I feel like you're a seductress. If you can't control yourself, I can control you for you. If you need to be controlled, put your hand up if you like to get blocked. Actually, you can put your hand up in the block symbol, and I'll know that you're trying to be blocked. Come on. Come on. Hey, you get where you are. Be yourself. Do your best. Stop stepping out of your league and lane, plain and simple. Hey. Hey. Come on. Let's see. Coffee dates only. Okay. Slide into my DMs and try to get me to come out and drink some coffee with you. See if I come. It really depends. It's like, look, if you want to catch a shark, you got to put the right bait on the hook. But if you're trying to catch a guppy, you put your little nibbles on the hook. Come into my DM and see if I'll go out on a coffee date with you. I give a challenge to anybody out there. Please, step into my DM and see if I play. Come and ask me on a coffee date. Listen. Hey, see if Tanya will come out for a coffee date. Come on. See. Hey. Be realistic about your relationship, what you want. Respect yours and your love feelings. Don't generalize people. I feel that. Hey. More than you see, miss the whole life. Hey, listen, did nobody tell you not to be honest? Hey, I'm telling you, listen. Hey. You don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing. Hey. Know your worth. Stop looking for validation from others and self-validate. Hold yourself in high esteem, of course. So Bruce says he's a master Mercedes tech that makes over 100K and he still considers himself an average dude. 100K is nothing, depending on the city that you live in. Listen, there's some people who think 100K is a lot. Hey, KK, who's at Carnival? Hey. All right. It says, somebody says the troll blocked me, so I can't see the troll. Do you see their comments on the screen? If you can't, then does it really matter? You can block them. Hey, love yourself and love will come. You know what? And loving yourself is all about shifting your energy and your vibration to attract that to you, which is meant for you. Invest in yourself and stick to your values. Yes, I feel that. Hey. Somebody says, what type of date will, I didn't see it. I don't know if they were talking about me. What type of date will make me come out of my house? Why don't you try me then? Try me and see. See whether or not I'll come out of my date if you're talking about some coffee. See whether or not I would stay in conversation with you. I mean, you gotta know who to play those games with, right? You gotta know who to play with, right? Hey, Tanya the Sheep. Come slide into the DM and talk about, Tanya, let me invite you out for coffee and a donut. And see. See if I'll come out. See. Hey. Hey. SLL City Boys, we up? Is that what it is? That's crazy. Please don't argue in my comments. If there's somebody that you don't want to talk to, block the person. Meme, you need to go ahead and join the text notification squad. You need to do that. Hey. All right. So, I think we got most of the self-love lessons in there. Thank you all so much. I would say, listen, to me, let me just go ahead and give my self-love lessons that I feel that the self-love lesson was for this video. All right. Me personally, look, go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is this. We are entering a very crazy time. This video is really it's not really about her. It's about all of the ideas that are surrounding people's response to her. Oh, you don't deserve that because you're fat and black. You don't deserve that because you're not my brand of beautiful. You don't deserve that because I don't find you attractive, so I don't think other people will find you attractive. You ain't gonna get that because I wouldn't give that to you. The self-love lesson from me in this video is that we really have to take that with a grain of salt, because there are a lot of men who are receiving similar messaging online and they're repeating and touting this foolishness among them. Men are not a monolith. Black men are not a monolith. Every black man out there is not a six-pack, 6-foot, 6-figure Adonis who is out there trying to date Instagram models. And you know what the sad part about it is? That a lot of these niggas out here, I hate to use the N-word, but it fits with these people. A lot of these niggas out there spend their time, their resources attempting to chase these women based on vapid surface ideals. And they don't take the time to look in at her character. They don't take the time to even see whether or not she is a good personality match, because 80% of what he is interested in from her is here, and in between there. They don't really care about much else. So when they're sitting at home fucking drinking themselves into a goddamn stupor, right? Drinking themselves into oblivion, literally drinking themselves under the table because they hate the life that they're living. That they're looking for some other woman out there to fill in the gaps of the holes that exist in their life because they got married to a person that they don't even freaking like, right? Because all they cared about was the rostro, the postro, and the tostro. That's all they cared about. They wanted somebody that other men would be like, oh yeah, he got a baddie on his arm. He's so lucky, he must be successful. But then he's waking up in the morning, navigating in a house with a person whose personality doesn't even gel with his, with a woman who is having intercourse with the neighbor and don't care, a woman who, when she gets upset, she starts smashing shit inside the house, a woman who is not cleaning up, a woman who doesn't care about saving money, a woman who is verbally abusive, a woman who is toxic and hasn't done her internal work. But they're so busy looking at how much plastic surgery she may have had on her titties, how long her hair is or isn't. Listen, my father is not very tall. He's not. And so I grew up in a household with a man who was not 6 feet tall, right? And when I went out there into the dating world, I saw there were so many men who are 5'10". Listen, I'm only 5'4" myself. These men are 5'10". They're 5'8", and they are throwaways to some of you women. You don't want them because you think that they're too short. But I know that a man's height, number one, doesn't even indicate how tall his children will be. His height doesn't indicate what type of partner he's going to be, unless he has, like, Napoleon syndrome issues and all that other stuff, right? His height doesn't denote the character, who he is as a man. I know that. And when I go out there dating, I actually prefer shorter guys. I prefer shorter guys. 5'8" is all right with me. I don't care about that. What I care about is who you are on the inside, how intelligent you are, how much we can create the life that I started thinking about something. I lost my train of thought. I started thinking about camping, kayaking, spending time up in the mountains, and being with a man who is very gentle and kind, and who shows up and has superior level intellect and communication skills. And there's so many of us out there who are looking at surface traits as if those traits make the person on the inside, and they don't. So it's like I always have plenty of men to date because many of you ladies are throwing men back out into the pond because they're 5'10". Listen, more for me. More for me. That's all I got to say. More for me. Listen, on that note, this video has gone a lot longer than I expected it to. We talked about a lot in this video, right? And Royce is saying they want a tall man, but a man can't want a fit woman. You know, I am personally so tired of men on the internet bitching, whining, and complaining. It's so weak to me. If there is a woman who does not want to be fit, and you require a fit woman, don't date her. It's very simple. It's not as complicated as you're making it. If she doesn't want to be fit, and if she wants a tall man, and she doesn't want this, and she's not your type of gal, look elsewhere. It's not that difficult. Look elsewhere. If you like long hair and she likes to keep her hair short, look elsewhere. It's not that difficult. If you want a woman who wants to cook and clean and pay half and birth babies and all of that, and you meet a woman who's like, she doesn't want that, look elsewhere. Go find somebody else, please. Oh my God, please. Just go find the woman that you want. Stop complaining about all these women that are not right for you. It's like, come on. What is the issue? Is it that you feel that you don't have enough to choose from? Then look elsewhere. Date the rainbow. Date in other communities. If you feel that you are not finding what you want in your community, date outside of your community. Please go forth and find what you want. Rather than complaining about what some woman doesn't want to do, you hear her list. You hear what she wants. If that is not you, move on. There's no need for you to tell her, you fat bee, look at you. You ain't going to get this. You ain't going to get that. Look. There are many different types of people out there. Listen, I don't eat dead animals. There are men that I meet who are like, yeah, I gotta have me a bloody steak. What am I gonna do with a person like that? There are men out there who will wave steak in my face and be like, Tanya, you sure you don't want some of this? I had to block this man who used to send me pictures of slimy, oily, greasy, leaking barbecue. Like it was grotesque to me. And he kept sending me pictures of bacon and all this other stuff, talking about, because on my Instagram page, I used to post a lot of pictures of vegetarian meals. And he used to send me pictures and try to tag me in pictures of oily, leaking, nasty ass corpse on a plate or a grill, smothered in all types of high fructose corn syrups and all types of hydrogenated oils and stuff. I had to block him. It's like, I'm not going to go out there and complain. Do you ever see me complaining about how many meat eaters there are out there? They're like, you don't see me like, damn, these men just want to eat meat. You don't see me doing that. I just gravitate towards the people who are right for me. Why can't men do the same? It's because men's life, it seems like men's lives are so meaningless without women. It's like they don't have any reason to survive. They find themselves in our midst. They won't leave us alone. They can't quit us. You don't see me. Show me any comment. I will lace your Cash App. Show me any comment of me on a toxic man's page arguing about why he shouldn't have the opinion he has, or how he needs to be different, or the men in the comments need to be different. They need to stop eating meat. They need to work out. They need to make more money. Show me. But day after day, there are so many men in my comments talking about what women aren't doing. If there is a woman who is not doing things how you like it done, look elsewhere. It's very simple, my man. It's unbelievable. I don't get it, and I don't understand. I don't understand. But listen, on that note, let me just check the apples one more time, because you all be so.